Warning: the following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Three spooked girls. Three spooked girls. When you wanna hear about the paranormal, you get the spooked girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal. With the three spooked girls, stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you eyes gray, along with the spooked girls. Bring on the slaughter, we on that haunted ground. Spooked girls. The three spooked
Hey Spooksters, and welcome back to another episode here on Three Spooked Girls. My name is Tara, and as always, I'm here with my cool friend Jessica.
Hello.
Hello, and we are back with a listener encounters episode, the first one in a very, very long time. I'm so excited. We've got some good stories. Are you excited?
I am.
Yay!
We haven't done one in so long. I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
I forgot how to do listeners.
Literally fucking forgot. If you are newer here and you have not listened to one of these episodes before, these are your guys' stories. These are your guys' true crime and paranormal encounters. If you have one you would like read on the show, you can send it to us via email at threespookedgirls@gmail.com. But before we get into that, for those that are new here, hello, welcome. Thank you for checking out the show. Returning Spooksters, welcome back. If you are not hanging out with us on social media, I don't know what you're doing at this point, but you're going to want to do so. We are on all the places. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Threads. Our handle for everything is at Three Spooked Girls. And we also have our amazing Facebook group, which got a shout out this past Sunday on our Sunday Scaries series, because I went to the group and asked what kind of stories you guys wanted to hear and if you wanted one-offs or another big series, because technically the last two series that I've done for Sunday Scaries were one giant ass story. So if you haven't checked those out, they're all there for your binging pleasure. So definitely check it out. Right now we're doing a theme of national parks, and I kicked us off with a little bite-sized story this past Sunday, which was super fun. Let me know how you guys liked my effects I did with that. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with those. I hope you guys are liking them. This is like my weird way of living my dream of narrating stories. So hopefully y'all are enjoying it. So it's been fun. And I like letting you guys pick the theme, and then I just go to Reddit and hunt around what fits the theme. We're going to do this one through March, and once it gets time to start picking out some new type of stories, I will put up another poll or ask you guys online. So yeah, if you're not in the Facebook group, you're going to want to be over there so you can be a part of that. And if you are a reader, we do have our virtual book club in the Book Clubs app. It is Spookster Literary Society. For February, we read Girl Dinner, which is a cannibalistic sorority crazy story. It was such an interesting read. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was really good. And then we meet once a month in our Discord. So this will come out right after, because in real time, it's Sunday. So our meeting is actually this evening for us. And then for March, we picked a book, which you guys will find out about on the 1st, that kind of has a suburban/midsummery type of horror vibe, and it's going to be great. So you'll definitely have to keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/threespookedgirls. For as little as $1, you get one bonus episode a month. We just did a feed drop recently of our Real or Not Real State Laws series that just did. That's kind of a little taste in there. And any episode that's listed as like vault release or anything like that kind of gives you an idea on content we have going on over there. And not telling you guys anything yet because we are in the infancy, but Jess and I have some ideas for some extra stuff to come in the future for Patreon. So if you want to join us and support the show, definitely check it out. Or if you want ad-free episodes the day before, you can join us over there. And then speaking of more content, if you have not tuned into our deep dive into Pan Am and everything Hunger Games, definitely check that out. Right now, the episode's out. Well, actually, when you're hearing this, we'll have 4 episodes into that series done. We have the main trilogy and then the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I had just finally read for the first time and finally watched the movie. And I was like so blind because I never looked up anything on that book, avoided it, and it was a lot of fun. But if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. And we actually plan next season's theme, and I'm so excited about it. Someone from the Facebook group, plugging that again, yes, actually gave kind of the idea that led us to what we're doing. I can't announce it yet. I mean, it's definitely happening, but I can't announce it yet because it's too early. But we will announce it here soon because I think you guys are going to really fucking love it. I'm so fucking, I want to like record all of those right fucking now because I'm so excited. So you guys are going to be excited too. But that is really all I got. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jess for our first story.
Okay. So our first story comes from Heather. So Heather, thank you for submitting your story. It says, "Hi, this is my story. This was around 2019 or so. It was late at night and I was at home with just my husband watching TV. I thought I heard a small dog in the distance out the window. Our side yard is very close to our neighbor's side and backyard. Our neighbor has small dogs, though they typically are well behaved and don't bark much at all. That's a blessing when you have dogs that don't bark a lot. I have a dog next door that likes to bark a lot."
Yeah, I have 2 yappers, but I keep them under control.
That's true.
Okay, for those that don't know, I have the spectrum of dogs. I have a corgi and then I have a husky. So like they both loud as fuck
They are.
and love to talk, especially the husky, Atlas. But I keep them in check. But yeah, we have some in our neighborhood that they be yapping all the time.
One time Tara and I were recording and we had to stop because one of her neighbor's dogs barked for 45 straight minutes.
Literally, it was crazy.
We were like, is this just going to have to be in the background? Because it was so long. We were like, we're never going to finish this episode.
We didn't know what to do. No.
And then finally someone did something or the dog got bored. One of the two. But anyway.
Something.
We digress.
Yes.
This was during coyote mating season. We live in the middle of the Side Cut Metro Park area where there are many coyotes. The coyotes can become more aggressive, territorial, and attack small animals/pets during this time of year. So, of course, this was my concern. I went outside to investigate, flashlight in hand. I came around the side of the house, and immediately the hairs in the back of my neck stood on end. My whole back literally tingles. I tell myself I'm being ridiculous. It's not like I'm afraid of the dark or have been, even as a child, so I walk into the side yard. Very brave. I would not have walked into the side yard. I'd have been like, tingles mean go back inside immediately. It is very dark. Even the light pouring out of the living room barely casts any light. With each step, my heart starts racing more and more. As I step across the path of light through the window, I realize that the light from my flashlight is barely making a dent into the darkness. Very strange. Maybe your flashlight's batteries are running out. Tara and I have recently come into a situation where batteries have fooled us.
Yeah.
FYI, I just returned those extra batteries last weekend.
Oh my God.
They made it all the way home from Oklahoma with me.
Oh my God.
I stop and start shining my light into the neighbor's yard, though I suddenly realize I haven't heard a single dog barking since coming outside. I finally seem to come to my senses that something's off, and I turn my light to start heading back when I see something. A black, shapeless, shifting mass that blotted out the stars. It manifested in a way that seemed to slowly appear out of thin air. It didn't rise from the ground. It was just suddenly something that started to appear, growing darker and darker and towering over me, almost a house story tall.
Oh my God.
My flashlight couldn't penetrate the darkness of the mass. I start to back up, not taking my eyes off of it. Very smart. Don't do that. Then, clear as day, in both my right ear and my mind, I hear a voice, sort of male, say, "Don't turn around." Oh, no.
I would listen.
Right. Run away. I knew in that moment that whatever the heck it was, if I turned my back on it, something would happen. Something not good. I walked backwards the entire length of my side yard. Whatever it was didn't seem to be able to cross the light coming from the living room window, but I didn't dare turn around. The edge of my house is about 10 to 12 feet away from the window, and I continue to walk backwards. Every part of me wanted to turn and run, but I didn't. I finally walked backwards a few steps further, past the edge, and then I beelined for the door. I told my husband what happened. He said I was pale and shaking. It took me a good hour to recover from that fear. It was a very deep, almost primal fear I have rarely felt in my life, and certainly never as an adult. I still have no idea what it was or what would have happened if I had turned around.
I'm glad you didn't.
Good job, Heather.
Yeah.
This is what we say, like, you know, sometimes we get stories or we're reading ghost stories and people like do these things and you're like, why would you do it? He said not to. It gave you a warning. Good job, Heather. 5 stars.
Literally. That's like, because we watch so much horror, I always think about like what would be in My Final Girl handbook, and listening when something says to not do something, don't fucking do it.
It's giving you like a warning.
Your survival instincts. It's like, no, don't do it, bitch. Okay, I won't. See, now you're alive. All right. So my first story of the episode comes from Courtney, and Courtney's subject line read, "This is what happens when you don't use TripAdvisor."
Ooh.
Yes. And Courtney has written us before. So if you want to listen to her stories, you can go back, check out past episodes. So Courtney wrote, "Hey ladies, I'm back with another spooky encounter, and this time it's not 20 years old. This one actually happened to me a week ago. It's a long one, so buckle up, buttercups. My husband and I had planned a weekend away to celebrate our 9th wedding anniversary. We hadn't had a kid-free weekend away since we got married, and we're excited to go check out a state park about 3.5 hours away from our house. I didn't really do too much planning in regards to the hotel, other than making sure it checked the boxes of 1, looking nice and clean, 2, being relatively close to the park, and 3, having good restaurants nearby. Hindsight, y'all, it for real is 2020. That Friday evening, we got into the city and had dinner and drove by the infamous Sloss Furnace on our way to our hotel. Ooh, we did do an episode on that forever ago. I still lived in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
I pointed it out to my husband and briefly told him about it. He's not really a believer in the paranormal, and even he said, yeah, that place looks haunted as hell. We get checked into our hotel, a towering 8-story brick building in downtown Birmingham, and hop into the elevator. This elevator was different than what I usually expect from elevators. It was really dimly lit and paneled in dark wood. I whispered to my husband that it kind of creeped me out, but we shrugged it off and up we went. Our room was up on the 6th floor and in the corner of the building, so we had to make our way down a long hallway that gave me the Shining vibes, and then around to a short corridor with just 2 rooms off of it. I was happy to see our room was pretty nice. Immediately upon entering, there was a sitting room area with a couch, coffee table, armchair, and TV atop a dresser across from the little bar area that had a sink, coffee maker, and fridge. An open doorway from there led to the bedroom with a desk on one side, a bed with a full-length bench at the end, a dresser with a TV on top, and another chair beside that. That night, I did not sleep well at all. Every time I closed my eyes, I got this creepy feeling that I was being watched. And that feeling was coming specifically from the area near the end of the bed with the chair. Now, I'll admit that I had been reading and listening to Incidents Around the House. Oh my God, creepy fucking book that we read for book club last fall. So I chalked it up to the creepies and I didn't say anything. The next day we had a great time on our cavern tour and hiking before ending the day back at our hotel. We were lying in bed watching TV when suddenly there was a noise coming from the sitting room. The sound of ice cubes rattling in a glass. Only it's just us and we don't have glasses or ice. We exchanged a, "Did you hear that?" and agreed that yes, we absolutely did hear that. I got up and looked around and there was literally no explanation for that noise. Cue another night of little to no sleep. The next day, as we're getting our things together, before we check out, we're discussing plans when suddenly the air temperature around us drops. Like full-on goosebumps, all over drops. The AC had not been turned on, no fans were in the room, and no open windows. At this point, I, half-jokingly, say, maybe this hotel is haunted. My non-believer husband shrugged and pointed out that we were close to Sloss Furnace. So I Googled it, and y'all, which is in all caps, I had unknowingly, oh my God, we probably talked about it in the episode. Oh my God. I had unknowingly booked us in Alabama's most haunted hotel. Oh my God, I'm going to say this wrong. The Tutwiler. It's Tutwiler. Sorry. I don't know. I'm saying it wrong. It's fine. The most haunted hotel in Alabama. Dun, dun, dun. And our room was on the 6th floor, which I'm sorry, I have to interrupt myself again. I was like 6th floor. I was like, I bet this is bad vibes. Anyway, she said, AKA the floor with the most activity. My husband just laughed and said he considered it a bonus to make up for the fact that he didn't get to take me on a tour at Sloss. I guess the moral of the story is that just because a place has Hampton Inn and suites attached to it, that doesn't mean it isn't spooky free. She says, research, it's important in trip planning. Stay spooky, Courtney.
Yeah.
It made it more memorable for you guys, so I mean, that's fun.
That is true. One time I booked a trip that Tara and I were on, and I just looked at the outside of the hotel, and we got catfished.
We did, yep.
It was terrible.
This is catfish in a good way, though, because you just got some ghosties having a drink.
We moved hotels.
Yes.
Okay. My second and last story for me for this episode comes from Nadia. Nadia writes, Hi, Jessica and Tara. I love your podcast and I listen to every video with my mom when we go on long car rides together. You guys are my go-to boredom stopper, and I'm in love with the cases you guys talk about. Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Now, for the story. I'm Nadia and I'm 16. Oh, a child. I apologize for my language.
Mom allows it. It's fine.
Immediately like, oh no. That's true. If mom allows it, I just side note everyone, I'm that person who like someone's kid will be around and I'll be like, fucking shit. And then I'll be, oh, I'm so sorry, you're a child. And most of the time the parents that I'm around are like, it's okay, he hears it at home.
Right.
Or she hears it at home. But like every once in a while, a parent will be like, thank you for apologizing. And you're like,
oh no.
Okay. The story I'm going to tell you is when I was an itty bitty girl. I was adopted at 3 years old, and the first house I moved into with my new parents was a huge, creepy house that was by the hospital. I had my own room on the 2nd floor with a big window facing the driveway, and my parents had a baby monitor in my crib. One night, I remember waking up for no reason, which as a 3 or 4 year old, totally normal. That's true. But I looked outside my window and I see a cat walking down the driveway. But the minute I blinked, it turned into a bear. I say it that way because Nadia put 2 question marks at the end. So I was confused, but ignored it until I laid back down and noticed the cat was now in my room. But that wasn't the worst part. On the rocking chair in the corner of my room, there was a creepy old man smiling and waving at me. He said, hello, little girl.
Oh, no.
Which immediately made my 3-year-old self start to cry. My mom ran into the room and checked if I was okay, and I babbled out what happened in the best I could. Instead of my mom being like, oh my God, baby, come with me, blah, 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 she told me, I know, I heard him too.
What? Mom, what?
Right? I'm like, oh God. We soon found out that the man who lived in the house before us had died from a heart attack one night and was taken to the hospital we lived by. He was known to be a nice old man, so we assured ourselves that we had nothing to worry about on the next time he came to visit me. Me and my parents still talk about this encounter to this day. I know you always tell us not to apologize for stories being long, but it feels disrespectful not to apologize. No, don't, it's not disrespectful. So I'm sorry for such a long story, but I hope it gets into the listeners episode so I can surprise my mom.
Yay.
I love you guys. Bye. Well, we love you and your mom.
Yes. Oh my God. Love you and mom. That's cute. I love that.
I really hope you're like listening to it right now with your mom and your mom is just like, oh my God, yay.
Me too. I love it. All right, so my last story and the last one for this episode comes from Bug, and their subject line read, My sister gets a murderer's mail featuring a millennial ghost.
Ooh, I like this.
For those that know, I put the documents together for us, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, mine, no chance for Jessica, mine, bye.
Yeah, Tara has a leg up on me on this. She gets to pick stories way before me.
Sometimes I'm nice and I'm like, you pick first. But that one I was like, nope, mine. Okay, so Bug writes, Hey there, Jess, Tara, Kate, and my fellow spooksters. It's Bug again, bringing you another true crime story that has some supernatural elements to it. Recently, my sister, her wife, and 2 of their best friends, Lane and Larry, moved into a beautiful 2-story house. My sister Brandy keeps telling me how excited and lucky they were to find this place. The owner was looking to rent it even though he lives out of state, making it kind of difficult to screen potential renters. But for whatever reason, he chose Brandy and her crew. They joke it's because he's a queer man and assumed that they are a polycule, but that's another story. The house itself sits on what's technically its own forest. It has a cute little creek in the backyard, a bridge, and a wraparound porch. All of the things were on a wish list for a dream home, but the craziest thing is that they found this house in our area for an incredible price. Like, actually affordable, which, as you know, is super rare these days. So they signed the renter's agreement and started moving in. While cleaning, they found some strange, but not specifically noteworthy things, like long blonde hair in the basement tub or the little plastic sticker stars that the maintenance guy had clearly painted over. Things like that.
I'm sorry. Just boop, boop, boop. No one's going to see that star-shaped.
No one's going to see these plastic things protruding. It's fine.
Right?
I just imagine like the glow-in-the-dark ones. So I'm like, do they still glow in the dark through the paint?
Well, because they wouldn't get charged.
True. Okay. But still, you would fucking see them. Oh my God. Okay. On their own, not sinister or spooky, but they'll come into play later. One day, Larry was home and met Tucker, the maintenance man. Tucker and Larry got to chit-chatting, and eventually Tucker asked Larry if he knew about the previous renters. Larry, of course, assumed he was asking about the single man who rented right before them and began asking why. Tucker interrupted him and said, "Oh no, I'm talking about the couple before him, Eric and Dee Millerberg." The story is about the unfortunate murder of 16-year-old Alexis Lexi Rasmussen. She was the Millerbergs' babysitter and had grown really close with the parents. So close that instead of paying her money, they gave the poor girl drugs and alcohol in exchange for her services. On September 10th, 2011, Lexi went to their house to hang out when Eric gave her a few shots, oh my God, of mixed methamphetamine and heroin.
Oh, Lord.
Right? Unfortunately, the dose he gave her was enormous, and Lexi would pass of an overdose later that evening. Before dying, her murderers tried to warm her up in the tub downstairs as she was shivering and talking about being cold. When that didn't help, they wrapped Lexi up in a bunch of blankets and brought her to one of their children's rooms, the one with the plastic sticker stars, and that is where she died. Oh my God. Instead of trying to take her to the ER or help her in any way, Dee was a nurse. The pair smoked a cigarette or two outside and decided their next steps. They took Lexi's body and put her in a small trunk, loaded that and one of their 2 young children into the car, took the baby but left the 6-year-old at home, and drove up to the canyon to throw her off the freeway and into the canyon side. They clearly didn't clean well, as Lane found Lexi's long blonde hair in the drain 14 years later. Obviously, Lexi was found, and they were subsequently tried and found guilty of her murder, Eric being sentenced to life and Dee only 5 years.
Jesus.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's so little.
Now, anytime my sister and her friends party at her house, they always pour one out for Lexi. She still hangs around, occasionally opening a drawer or turning on a light. Lane says she's a very gentle ghost who doesn't do much often, but her presence is still felt on occasion. They have promised to update me if her behavior escalates. We are all fascinated by the idea of a millennial ghost. The house still receives the Millerbergs' mail, mostly letters and notices for church activities. Brandy burns them.
For church activities.
Good on Brandy. Good for burning them. Fuck those guys. That's it for now. I'm sure I'll email again when I remember more stories or subsequently find another true crime tale that I'm somehow connected to. Stay spooky, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Bug. Damn, that's crazy. And that's just like what freaks me out too, is like, it's not like you have to disclose things like that to people, especially in rentals.
Right. I think you have to disclose like if the last tenant died.
That makes sense.
At least I think here in California, that's the law. Like you have to tell people like someone has passed away in the home.
Right. But I'm glad that her ghost has good company with your sister and her crew.
That's true. And I bet it makes her feel good when you burn their mail, when your sister burns her mail.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of karma, yeah.
But also it was like the church activities threw me. I was like, what? Are you guys?
Right. I'm like, of course. Of fucking course.
If I was at church, I would not want them on my mailer, like my mailing list.
No. But who knows if they even know? Because who knows if they even went there? You know what I mean? Like you get on one mailer and who knows?
It's true.
But that is going to go ahead and wrap us up for today. We hope you guys enjoyed this and are as excited as we are that Listeners is back. If you would like to submit a story, and please do so anytime, you can send it to us at 3spookedgirls@gmail.com. And with that, we'll go ahead and sign off, and we'll see you back here on Sunday for another Sunday Scaries. Bye, guys.
Toodles.